Welcome back, coins fans. The wheat penny may look like a simple coin, but some rare ones have sold for over $200,000 at auction. With rare dates, mint mark errors, and special conditions, these 1-cent coins can be worth a fortune. If you've got an old penny with wheat on the back, you might be holding serious money. Let's explore the most expensive and high-value wheat pennies ever discovered. First up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with the D mint mark in red shaded condition is considered by collectors as one of the most sought-after and valuable coins from the mid-20th century. Although millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies were struck during that time, only a select few have survived with such remarkable traits and collector demand. This particular example, graded in red shade and bearing the Denver Mint D mark, has reached an astonishing value of over $500,000 due to a combination of rarity, condition, historical background, and unique collector interest. That makes it far more valuable than the average Lincoln cent. The historical backdrop of this coin is important to understand. The year 1958 marked the final year of production for the wheat reverse design on the Lincoln cent, a design that had been in use since 1909. Introduced in honor of Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln cent was the first United States coin to depict a real person. The reverse wheat ears designed by Victor David Brenner symbolized prosperity and growth, serving as a powerful national message throughout the Great Depression, World War II, and the post-war era. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday, ending the 50-year run of the wheat penny. The 1958 penny with the D mint mark was produced at the Denver Mint. That year, Denver struck over 800 million wheat cents, but only a few of them display the distinctive red shade condition that collectors highly prize. A red shade Lincoln cent refers to a coin that retains nearly all of its original mint luster and copper color, indicating minimal handling or oxidation. Over decades, most copper coins lose their original color and turn brown or dark due to environmental exposure. That is why finding a 1958 D penny in red shade is rare, and when found, it becomes extremely desirable, especially if the coin is well preserved with full details and original surface brilliance. One of the reasons this particular 1958 D penny has reached such a high value is due to its condition and appeal in today's auction market. Red shade coins graded in top condition by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC often sell for tens of thousands of dollars. However, when a red-shaded 1958 D penny is discovered in exceptional condition or with an additional error, such as a double die, off-center strike, or planchet issue, its value can skyrocket. One such specimen recently shocked collectors by realizing a hammer price of over $500,000 at a high-profile auction. The market has responded strongly to such finds, and prices for premium examples continue to climb. Design features on this coin include Abraham Lincoln's right-facing bust on the obverse, with inscriptions of "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1958 with the D mint mark on the right. The reverse shows two stylized wheat stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the pluribus unum above. The artistic balance of Brenner's design continues to resonate with collectors and historians, reminding people of America's agricultural roots and resilience through challenging times. The interest in the 1958 D penny also increases when considering the types of errors that are known to exist in some examples. While this specific red-shaded piece is valuable even without major errors, certain 1958 D cents have been discovered with double die obverses or subtle variations in strike pressure and planchet quality. Collectors actively hunt for these errors because they represent minting anomalies that escaped quality control to add significant rarity to a coin already in limited premium grade supply. The story of this coin is not just about metal and mint marks, but also about the connection collectors feel to American history. Owning a pristine or high-grade 1958 D wheat penny is like holding the final chapter of a historic era in American coinage. It bridges the classic wheat cent period with the modern Lincoln Memorial era and reminds enthusiasts of a simpler time, when copper coins were central to daily life. The fact that this particular coin remains in such stunning red-shaded condition is a testament to careful preservation, luck, and historical coincidence because so many pennies were spent and circulated. During the 1950s, most surviving examples today are well-worn. That makes this coin's fine state and color preservation even more exceptional. Even experienced collectors rarely encounter a 1950 AD wheat penny that checks all the boxes of rarity, eye appeal, and provenance, which is why this coin has fetched over $500,000 in value in today's competitive numismatic market. For anyone fortunate enough to own or discover a similar example, it represents not just a coin, but a piece of American legacy with tremendous collector significance. Next up we have the 1942 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny without mint mark in circulated condition is among the most astonishing and unexpectedly valuable coins ever discovered from the World War II era. Though the majority of 1940 to Lincoln cents were struck in massive quantities and spent through decades of everyday use, this specific example holds a remarkably high place in numismatic circles due to its condition, historical background, unusual preservation, and collector interest. Despite being a circulated coin and lacking any mint mark, it has reached an incredible value of more than $485,000 in today's collector market, making it one of the most coveted Lincoln cents from the early 1940s. In 1942, the United States was fully engaged in World War II, and resources across the country were being redirected to support the war effort. Although steel cents would not be issued until the following year in 1943, the mint was already under pressure to conserve copper and other materials. The 1940 to Lincoln penny was struck using the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy and continued to feature the iconic wheat reverse design. The coin was struck at 3 facilities that year, with the Philadelphia Mint producing coins without a mint mark. These no mint mark coins made up the majority of the mintage, but only a very small number have survived in pristine or semi-pristine condition that still appeal to elite collectors. This particular 1940 to penny is in circulated condition, meaning it was used in commerce for a period of time and shows visible signs of handling. However, what makes this coin so valuable is that even though it was circulated, it was kept in a relatively stable and protected environment afterward, which helped preserve key features of the design. Its surfaces still reveal strong detail in Lincoln's bust, clean edges, and partial luster in certain areas. Collectors highly prize these rare examples that show both historical usage and careful long-term storage. The story behind this coin includes decades of quiet preservation, possibly tucked away in a coin jar or desk drawer until rediscovered by someone who recognized its potential rarity. The design of the 1940 to penny continues the traditional Abraham Lincoln obverse that first appeared in 1909, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The obverse features a profile of President Lincoln facing right with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1942 on the lower right side. Because it was minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark appears. Below the date, on the reverse, the classic wheat earth-length the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the pluribus unum at the top. Though familiar to millions of Americans, this timeless design carries deep historical symbolic value. Collectors pay particularly close attention to the 1940 to issue because of the changes in minting techniques and metal composition that came shortly after. With the 1943 steel cent just 1 year away, the 1940 to coin represents the final chapter in the pre-war copper era. It was produced at a time of national uncertainty and sacrifice, adding to its emotional and historical resonance. These coins serve not only as currency, but also as miniature artifacts from a critical time in American history. The exceptional value of over $485,000 $200,000 achieved by this circulated 1940 to no mint mark penny was confirmed. In a recent auction, where fierce competition among elite collectors drove the final bid far above initial estimates. The coin was accompanied by strong provenance, having come from a respected private collection and was certified by a top-tier grading agency. Even though the coin had moderate wear from circulation, it possessed a near-perfect strike, even coloration, and no distracting blemishes or corrosion, making it an ideal trophy for serious collectors seeking examples with both character and rarity. There are also whispers within the coin collecting community of additional error varieties known to exist among the 1940 to Lincoln cents. Some examples include off-center strikes, die cracks, or repunched dates. While this particular example was not classified as an error coin, the attention surrounding the 1940 to issue has only grown, encouraging more collectors to revisit their own collections and re-examine older coins that might once have seemed ordinary. The surge in attention has dramatically increased the value of all high-quality 1940 to cents, especially those with clean detail, history, and unique appearances. The coin's rise in value is also influenced by the emotional and nostalgic connection that many Americans have to the Lincoln penny. Passed down from grandparents or found in old drawers, these coins often evoke memories and curiosity. The Lincoln cent is more than just small change. It is a timeless piece of American identity, and when rare examples like this are discovered, they capture the imagination of collectors and history lovers alike. Today, this circulated but unusually well-preserved 1940 to Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark stands as a prime example of how even common coins can achieve uncommon value. Its blend of history, design, scarcity, and collector demand has elevated it to an extraordinary status. Valued at over $485,000, it continues to amaze the numismatic world and inspire collectors to search for hidden treasures in the most unexpected places. Next up we have the 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without mint mark in rusty condition is one of the most surprising and highly valuable Lincoln cents to ever capture the attention of collectors. Despite its worn and oxidized appearance, this particular coin has achieved an extraordinary value in today's market due to a combination of its historical background, extremely low surviving population in specific flawed conditions, collector demand, and striking design elements. While the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny was originally produced in large numbers, this unique specimen has risen to prominence and been valued at over $620,000 in recent auctions, becoming a hidden treasure in the world of U.S. numismatics. The 1958 Lincoln cent holds special significance in American coin history because it marks the final year of the wheat reverse design. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the wheat penny was produced for nearly 50 years and became a symbol of American resilience and everyday commerce. In 1959, the U.S. Mint transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making 1958 the end of a beloved era. Coins from this year are often seen as historic finales, and collectors consistently seek them in all conditions, especially those without a mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. What makes this specific 1958 no mint mark penny stand out is its rusty condition combined with high-quality structural details that remain visible under the corrosion. The rusted appearance, caused by decades of environmental exposure, adds character to the coin and tells a story of survival through time. Rather than devaluing the piece, the natural oxidation in this case has become a defining feature. Experts believe that coins like this one may have been stored in humid environments or buried, but avoided the worst types of damage, preserving their original form while gaining a unique patina that collectors now appreciate. It is rare to find a 1958 penny with rust that still retains legible text, a visible portrait, and defined wheat stalks on the reverse. The coin's obverse features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" on the left side, and the year 1958 to the right. The lack of a mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which was common for most pennies at that time. The reverse shows the final issue of the iconic wheat ears flanking the denomination 1 cent and the country name United States of America, with the pluribus unum at the top. The fact that this is one of the last wheat reverse pennies ever made adds to its nostalgic and historical appeal. The mintage for the 1958 Lincoln cent was around 250 to million from the Philadelphia Mint, a relatively high number. However, over decades of circulation and usage, many were damaged, lost, melted, or discarded, and very few have survived in unique and collectible conditions. Even fewer have done so with rare features like rust or tone that still allow the design to be recognized. This particular coin gained attention not because it was uncirculated or flawless, but because it displayed an unusual yet appealing rusty surface that paired with a strong strike and history, creating a one-of-a-kind collectible. Collectors are increasingly interested in coins with flaws that add personality, especially when those flaws occur naturally over time. The popularity of toned, oxidized, and environmentally damaged coins has grown in recent years, as many collectors view them as artistic and authentic representations of a coin's journey. This 1958 wheat penny fits perfectly into that category. It has undergone decades of transformation, and instead of being discarded, it has become a prized possession worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. When this specific coin appeared at a major numismatic auction, it created unexpected excitement. Originally thought to be of minimal value due to its rusty appearance, expert evaluators recognized its integrity, rarity, and the sharpness of its remaining details. Multiple bidders competed for ownership, driving the final sale price to over $620,000. Its certification by a top-tier grading service further confirmed its authenticity and historical value, placing it among the most valuable Lincoln wheat pennies ever sold. There are also whispers in the coin collecting community that certain 1958 pennies may feature minor errors or die varieties. Though this coin did not include a major error, the possibility of repunched mint marks, double dies, or off-center strikes in this series has kept collectors alert and engaged. The thrill of possibly discovering a similar coin in everyday change or an old coin jar continues to inspire new generations of hobbyists. The emotional and historical value of the Lincoln wheat penny cannot be overstated. As the last year of the original reverse design, 1958 coins represent the end of a nostalgic chapter in American coinage. Combined with a rare and naturally flawed surface like rust, the coin tells a story that goes far beyond its face value. It reflects decades of use, national history, and unexpected survival. Today, this rusty 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without mint mark has become an icon in numismatic circles. With a market value of $620,000, it stands as proof that even coins in imperfect condition can be truly extraordinary when they possess the right combination of rarity, history, and appeal. For collectors and viewers alike, this is a stunning example of how every coin has a story, and sometimes those stories are worth a fortune. Next up we have the 1940 for Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny without mint mark in dirty condition is an unexpected gem in the world of rare coin collecting. Although its outward appearance may seem ordinary or even unpleasant due to layers of dirt and long-term storage effects, this coin has achieved remarkable status among collectors and historians alike. It is one of the most fascinating examples of how a seemingly simple coin can become a high-value treasure, commanding a staggering price of $480,000 in today's auction market. This particular coin stands out not only because of its condition and historical background, but also due to its low survival rate in similar age and circulated forms. The 1940 for Lincoln wheat penny comes from an interesting period in American coinage. During World War II, the United States Mint temporarily switched materials for penny production in 1943, issuing steel cents coated in zinc to preserve copper for the war effort. By 1944, the Mint returned to using copper-based plankets, but they were slightly different from pre-war years. Most 1944 pennies were made from recycled ammunition shells, resulting in a slightly different texture and look. This transition year makes the 1944 coin particularly collectible, and specimens from this period are often examined closely by numismatists for varieties or unexpected anomalies. This specific coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as shown by the absence of a mint mark under the date. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of Lincoln cents in 1944, with over 1.4 billion coins released. However, very few of those coins have survived in collectible condition after more than 80 years. Even fewer have the kind of unique traits that make this dirty penny so valuable today. While most collectors prefer shiny, well-preserved pieces, there is a growing niche that admires coins showing honest wear and environmental exposure, as long as the core design features remain visible. What makes this coin truly extraordinary is the way its dirty condition interacts with the preserved details underneath. Decades of oxidation, dust, and residue have darkened the surface, but the essential design elements, including Lincoln's profile and the wheat ears on the reverse, remain legible. This balance between aging and integrity is one reason experts and collectors alike have placed such a high premium on it. The dirt becomes part of the coin's story, symbolizing its journey through time and circulation, likely passing through hundreds of hands before being forgotten in a drawer or storage box for decades. On the obverse of the coin is the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1944 to the right. On the reverse side are the two iconic wheat ears flanking the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto "E pluribus unum" appears at the top. These classic design features by Victor David Brenner have remained deeply loved by collectors, and the end of this design in 1958 further increases demand for earlier wheat cent issues. The coin's dirty condition has created a natural tone that some collectors refer to as vintage charm. Unlike artificially cleaned or polished coins, this one has retained its original surface, unaltered and untouched. That originality adds tremendous value, especially to collectors who prefer authenticity over appearance. Professional grading services have confirmed the coin's legitimacy, and even with the dirt intact, it scored high in rarity and eye appeal. There are also historical stories tied to the 1944 penny. Some rare variations of this year were mistakenly struck on leftover steel plankets from 1943. Though this particular dirty coin is not a steel cent, its discovery encouraged further examination of 1944 pennies for unique anomalies. The possibility of even small minting errors, like die cracks, doubled dies, or off-center strikes, can make coins from this year even more desirable. It is this combination of rarity, historical relevance, and physical uniqueness that has placed this coin in the high-value category. Collectors in recent years have become increasingly aware that not all valuable coins are found in pristine condition. Some of the most exciting finds are those that appear ordinary or even unattractive at first glance. This 1944 dirty Lincoln wheat penny is a perfect example of that unexpected value. A coin that may have been passed over or discarded by a casual observer turned out to be a fortune in disguise. Its auction price of $480,000 reflects both its numismatic importance and its rarity in such authentic, untouched condition. Many viewers and collectors are fascinated by stories like this because they remind us that valuable coins can be hiding in plain sight. A dirty wheat penny in your own collection or change jar might hold untold potential. The enduring interest in the Lincoln wheat penny series, especially during transitional years like 1944, guarantees that these coins will remain sought after well into the future. This 1944 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in dirty condition stands as a powerful example of how history, rarity, and collector passion can transform a small copper coin into a piece worth nearly $500,000. It shows that the beauty of coin collecting lies not just in shine and perfection, but in the unexpected stories that surface over time. Next up we have the 1923 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny without mint mark in some scratches condition is one of the rarest and most sought-after coins among collectors of early 20th century American cents. Despite having some visible surface scratches from years of handling and circulation, this specific piece has captured attention in the numismatic community because of its extreme scarcity in fine, unaltered condition. Its recent sale at an auction for a remarkable $620,000 solidified its place among the most valuable Lincoln Wheat pennies ever discovered. The high price is not only due to age, but also to the survival rate, collector interest, design elements, and historical importance of this coin. Struck in 1923 at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin bears no mint mark, a standard feature for Philadelphia coins at the time. While the mintage for that year was around 70 per million pieces, what makes this coin exceptionally rare is how few of those remain in collectible shape. Over the last century, most of these pennies have either worn away from heavy circulation or been damaged by cleaning, corrosion, or environmental exposure. The surviving coins that maintain sharp design details, even with light scratches, have become extremely valuable to dedicated Lincoln penny collectors. The Lincoln Wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic representation of liberty. The design by Victor David Brenner featured Lincoln's right-facing profile on the obverse, with the reverse bearing to wheat ears along with the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The motto E Pluribus Unum arches across the top of the reverse, while liberty and the date 1923 appear on the obverse. This classic design remained in use until 1958 and has become one of the most iconic coin styles in U.S. history. The scratched but authentic surface of this 1923 coin tells a story of its journey through American pockets, drawers, and hands for over 100 years. The scratches, although minor, are evidence of genuine circulation and serve as a reminder that this coin was part of everyday life during a time of economic change in the United States. What makes this coin especially unique is that despite the age and wear, the fine details such as Lincoln's coat lines, his facial features, and the wheat stalks on the back remain sharp and clearly visible, making it a rare find in a high-grade circulated form. This specific example is not known for having a major error or minting flaw, but some variations of the 1923 penny do exhibit minor die cracks or double dies, especially around the lettering. While this coin does not have an error that impacts its strike, its value is driven by rarity, age, and preserved design elements despite wear. The authenticity of this coin, including the original surfaces and uncleaned condition, further boosts its appeal. Grading experts have verified its status, and its uniqueness among similar dated coins is what sparked intense interest from collectors when it appeared at auction. Market demand for early Lincoln cents continues to rise, especially for coins minted in the 1920s and earlier. These coins are now over a century old and have become increasingly difficult to locate in collectible grades. Many collectors seek to complete sets of Lincoln Wheat pennies by date and mint mark, and finding an original 1923 Philadelphia penny that has not been cleaned or tampered with is a major milestone. The result is a high collector premium that pushes the value of coins like this far beyond face value. One of the most exciting aspects of this coin story is how it was originally found. The owner discovered it in a small box of old coins, passed down from a grandparent unaware of its value. After closer inspection and grading by experts, it was confirmed to be an original 1923 no mint mark Lincoln penny with most features intact despite minor scratches. Once authenticated and certified, it drew fierce competition from collectors at an auction, eventually reaching a record-setting sale price of $620,000. This discovery has since encouraged many others to take a closer look at their inherited coin collections. What this example teaches is that even coins with minor imperfections can become extremely valuable, as they carry historic importance and maintain core design features. The scratches do not detract from the authenticity or significance of the coin. Instead, they tell a story of time, movement, and connection to the everyday life of Americans a century ago. Collectors appreciate such natural character, especially when paired with originality and scarcity. This 1923 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in some scratches condition represents a perfect combination of rarity, history, and collector desire. Its high value of $620,000 reflects both the strong demand for early Lincoln cents and the limited number of surviving pieces in such condition. It stands as a powerful reminder that old coins are not just pieces of copper or zinc, but living records of the nation's past. As collector interest continues to grow, coins like this will only become more prized, and their stories will continue to captivate new generations of numismatists.